Hey everybody, this is John Knight with a quick update about the training you're attending the day after tomorrow. You know, I really just want, out of respect for your time, to help you in attending the right training. Let you know this is the right training for you. I'm going to go over what we'll be covering in the training. First thing we'll be talking about is discovering where you spend your time. Time is money after all, and if you don't know where you spend it, you'll always be time broke, or time poor as the phrase suggests. I'm also going to show you 3 ways to be a better student and still have time for that part-time job, that sporting activity, or whatever the non-study activity is that you want to spend your non-studying time in. And we'll have a little chat about what weightlifting has in common with study. And finally, the biggest pitfall of all, so that you never do it. So up front, I want to let you know that this is different. If you're like most people who have enrolled, it's fair to consider that you're a pretty smart individual. No argument about you being smart. And if you're like most people who have looked at the self-help type thing and their study skills type stuff, you probably found that most of it is a bit disappointing. So what I'm here to tell you is that this will be different. Firstly, there'll be no long drawn out dramatic stories that have no value. Secondly, this is specifically for people who know they will benefit from a structured learning plan and from advanced study skills. Be you in your last 2 years of high school, at TAFE, Polytechnic, an undergraduate at university or college, a postgraduate at university or college, and that you are serious about not failing, and that you are not afraid of a little bit of work. If you want this to be the magic bullet that helps you pass everything the night before your final exams and you've never done any study for them, then this is not for you. Okay, this is not for you if that's what you're looking for. And finally, what I'm going to show you is based on real-world experience backed up by current practice. Here's why it's critically important for you to attend this training. I know that you have a lot going on and you've made a wise decision to register. Now, first of all, you're probably registered out of a little bit of fear of failure in your chosen course. Well, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of fear, provided you deal with it in a controlled way. And the fact that you've enrolled in this course lets me know that you're going about it in a proactive way to remove that source of fear and not let that fear cripple you and or your endeavors. You might be suffering from a little bit of overwhelm. A little bit. Well, this whole study thing can get you that way, and you might be asking yourself, when is it ever going to end? Well, the answer is as soon as you pass. The other answer is even sooner if you pass first time round, and this is where we come in to help you out. You might be concerned that exams are on their way and you know your work. You really know your work, but it doesn't always get from here to the exam paper in a way that gets you your best results. Well, we'll be covering exam skills as well on the training. So here's what happens next. I'm going to give you another video in 24 hours, and the reason why I'm going to give you that is so that when you come to the course, you can hit the ground running. I want to give you some results up front in advance of the training. So we'll be covering off some advanced stuff and some really cool, interesting things. So that's the whole idea, get you some benefits as soon as we possibly can. In answer to the question, what has weightlifting got to do with studying? Well, if you were plucked out of your chair by your National Olympic Committee to go and win a gold medal at a competition tomorrow for your country, unless you're a professional weightlifter or near that sort of standard, you couldn't necessarily expect that training for 8 hours between now and then, having done no prior training, would help you win the competition. Clearly, the same is true that if you don't do any work before an exam, studying for 8 hours the night before you go and do the exam isn't going to help you pass the test. Firstly, you will be so fatigued by being up all night without a good night's sleep, it won't do you any good. Further, you can't expect to build muscle overnight. It takes years. Well, you can't expect to build brain muscle or knowledge overnight. It takes a series of well-planned exercises in training that brain to gain the knowledge. That's what weightlifting has in common with studying. Oh, and by the way, don't worry about missing the course. I'll be sending you a couple of reminders before the training. So I'll email you a few times during the day before it kicks in, because I know you're busy, but I really want you to show up. My name's John Knight from the University Skills Academy. I hope you've enjoyed this training as much as I have enjoyed making it, and I look forward to seeing you.